Oh, am I live? I'm sorry. I'm just enjoying some good string cheese. Who else likes string cheese? I know this is rude. I'm sorry. I'm hungry. All right. It's been a very long day. I just had a light bulb in my bedroom well, it didn't catch on fire, but it melted somehow. And so I guess maybe we stopped a house fire. So, along with this episode, it's been a long day and I haven't had much chance to eat. So, bear with me as I scarf down some string cheese. Thank you, Jonas. It's going to get a lot better, actually. All of these like half-ass soundproof things behind me are going to be gone because they're not really affecting the sound at all. It's really more important what's behind the camera. And I'm going to get some really cool backdrops to put back there. So hopefully you'll like it even better. But anyway, so episode 15, this was called USS Philadelphia. I like this episode. I really want Dakota dead now more than ever. But with that said, no disrespect to the actress because she does a phenomenal job. She makes me despise the character. Definitely part of me really thought Strand was going to die there. I mean, should have figured not, but I really thought for a second Strand was a goner. And then luckily Morgan comes in to save the day. And Coleman Domingo, speaking of which, you stop that. No whiskey tonight. Dr. Pepper. You stop that. You know you love JP. It's hard not to love JP. And I mean, JP will be back. I actually saw JP earlier. I was hanging out with him at the comic shop for a little while. It was great to see him. I just don't get to see him face to face very often. And it was great to see him. He brought me a whole box of fudge rounds, as only JP Slim would do. But anyways, so let's see here. Allie says, hugging Grace. What if he got bit by that first walker and will end up getting, hold on, I got to make you bigger here. There you go. Getting picked up by the CRM with Althea in 0616. He would then go to the Rick movies. Yeah. Oh, wait. Oh, no. I'm sorry, Allie. I played the second part of your comment. I apologize. Your first part says, I have a theory. Morgan was acting weird after first getting into the sub. June asked him if he should check to see if he was okay, and he insisted no. In the preview for 16, he's sweating and hugging Grace. What if he got bit by that first walker and will end up getting picked up by the CRM with Althea in episode 16? He would then go to the Rick movies. I don't know, just an idea. Very interesting. Jonas Bully says, by the way, currently boarding a flight. Might not be here all the way through. Where are you going, man? Where are you flying to? Does it feel good to be able to fly again? Like, are you, vaccinated? Do you have to like wear a mask the whole flight? I haven't been on a flight in a very, very, very long time. Coleman Domingo says, I was told on set that I probably wouldn't make it out of this episode. The writers sucked, but they always tell us half of what goes on so they get our natural reactions. Well, hot damn. If I didn't know any better, I would think you were the real Coleman Domingo. Nonetheless, though, glad to have you here. Did anyone get jump scared in this episode? I did. No, I didn't think. Did I? I don't think so. I had a mountain of laundry I had to fold while I was watching it, but I was paying pretty close attention. Like when you get to be, as most of you know, when you get to be an adult, man, you can do anything while you're doing laundry. Like you can watch The Walking Dead and absorb all of it. And just be doing your laundry like a pro, like perfect. What's that lady? The Asian lady that does all the really cool, like super little folds. I do the way I do it the way she taught us. And I get my stuff really compact. But anyways, that's not about Fear the Walking Dead. Well, Jonas, my man, have safe travels to Denver. Are you going out there to film something? I know you do a lot of awesome camera work. I figure maybe you're going out there to film something. Oh, Appalachian American also says, safe travels, bro. Let's see. I had to look away from the screen several times because of creepy walkers. Oh, you want to know something I found today? You know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, I'm going to go back and buy it and do a giveaway with it. Excuse me. Dr. Pepper's trying to work its way back up. But it's a Walking Dead. It's a certain walker from an episode. I can't remember which one it was, but anyways, it's a bleeding candle. It's a walker head, and when you light it, as it burns, it bleeds. That would be a dope giveaway, and I'm going to have to buy that and give that away in one of these live streams. Jonas Spillilli said, wait, what happened? Oh, no. Not vax, not ever. I haven't stopped flying. LOL. Going to catch the episode on replay on the flight. Oh, man. I thought it was a pretty good episode. I'm not going to lie. I didn't hate it. I won't mad. I've definitely seen worse out of this show, and it's very interesting where this could go. That's a lie. I have a mountain of laundry and don't want to do it. Yeah, you and my girlfriend both. If I could take this camera and do that to it, you'd just be mortified by the mountain of dirty undies and clothes you'd see. Disney rocks. The close quarters in the sub and the walkers popping up around the corner. Well, yeah, I don't know that it jump scared me per se, but there were definitely some tense moments. And that theory of Morgan getting bit when he first fell into the sub, that's pretty interesting. That's almost like a Carl thing. Like no, I'm okay, and then lo and behold, there was a bite. Rick's going to pop up and be like, no, not again. But yeah, so no, I'll tell you what I do like. I really do like Teddy, though. I like him as a bad guy. The guy playing him does such a good job. I don't think I'm that big of a fan of John Dory Sr., and it's not because of the actor. The actor is actually pretty darn awesome. He was in Dexter, which somebody else pointed out to me because I knew him from somewhere. But just because of the improbability of like June stumbling on to John Dory Sr., who we've not seen up until now, I think just his place in the show kind of gets on my nerves because I'm like, you should probably not be here. But I do really like Teddy as a villain. I love when he was like, you couldn't stop me then, and you sure as shit ain't gonna stop me now. Let's see. So what dumpster was Morgan hiding under to get away from the walker Strand pushed over? I think Strand knew that Morgan would get through it. He's got that plot armor, and Strand can see that because he also has plot armor. Does anyone think Morgan is ridiculous for not killing Teddy and Riley? The hell is wrong with him? Oh, yeah. Teddy would have got that like stick right through the throat. Let's see. David O'Donnell says, Teddy's the villain they've needed for. Right? I agree. It's the villain they've needed for a while. Like, this is one I really hope they don't close him out with this. Like, they probably will. I mean, I don't necessarily blame them, but Teddy's a good villain, man. He's interesting. He's got charisma. He's got a jacked up way of looking at shit, but like, I get what he's going for in his crazy mind. So, I would love it if Teddy actually don't drag it out like the Negan thing, but I'd love it if he didn't, as they traditionally do, die on the finale. I'd love to see him stick around some next or be like a recurring villain. But no, I think he's great. He's got good charisma. I would love to see him and Negan have a conversation. I don't think Negan would be cool with the whole nuke thing, but they both like to control people. They both have had like a cult. They've got some stuff in common. Comment below, what's your favorite soda? I try not to drink too many sodas, which sounds self-righteous because I do drink Dr. Pepper. My great, possibly 3 greats there, but my great something uncle actually got the patent for Dr. Pepper, which I've probably mentioned that before, but I love me some Dr. Pepper. But what's your favorite soda? Mine's typically water, but when I'm not drinking water, it's Dr. Pepper. Let's see. Allie Smith says, it's frustrating to see Morgan not kill, but I appreciate that they have stuck with that character of his instead of dropping it, making Morgan different than who he is. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Like, I mean, if you're going to make a character decision, like, just stick with it. I mean, like the whole back and forth with like, all lives are precious. I must clear. That kind of got old with Morgan's plot in Walking Dead. So no, if they're going to make him be this way, good on them for sticking with it. David O'Donnell, if you see what I'm doing here is I'm re-sticking. I've got, it's just because of the way this wall is. I just restuck you. What are you doing, you bastard? I've got a basically office cubicle is what the walls I use for the studio because it keeps the sound, pretty not echoey. And on top of that, I've used some thumbtacks to keep these soundproof pads on both sides. And because of the way, I love him to death, but my friend who tried to help me install these, he did this other wall at a weird angle, so it's always pushing on this table, which means it's always popping out some of these soundproof pads, and it drives me crazy. But let's see. Disney Rock says Mountain Dew. Hell yeah, like that too. I rarely drink soda, but if I do, it's Dr. Pepper. Same here, David. Like during the week, all throughout work, and while I'm at the gym and stuff, it is Dr. Pepper. I mean, it is water, not Dr. Pepper. But when I'm eating dinner or like tonight, just randomly had a craving for soda, Dr. Pepper. I quit soda back in 2008. I'm addicted to sparkling water or kombucha. Kombucha. Tell me more, man. What's kombucha? I know what sparkling water is. Never heard of kombucha. But yeah, back to the episode. So we've got Dr. Pepper and Crown Royal. Yeah, Disney. I mean, a lot of people I know just think that I'm crazy for mixing Dr. Pepper with whiskey. And I'm like, don't get me wrong, Captain and Coke and Crown and Coke. Coke goes great with stuff. Pepsi actually mixes with whiskey better than I think people would think it does. But I mix most of my stuff with Dr. Pepper because it's delicious. Dinosaurus Rex says, Pepsi. Am I the only one that was really bored by this episode? I mean, I feel like I'm never on the edge of my seat with a Fear the Walking Dead episode, if that makes any sense. I mean, there definitely have been. I'm not going to say that I never am, but I don't feel like more often than not with Fear the Walking Dead, I don't feel like I'm ever on the edge of my seat. I feel like I'm just in it more for the plot, which arguably is sometimes riddled with plot holes and stuff that don't make sense. But you know what? It's in the Walking Dead universe, and I'm giving it a shot. Let's see. Kombucha is good for you, but it has a funky aftertaste. Coke, although I shouldn't drink it. Oh, yeah, man. Sodas are freaking terrible for you. Like when I went to, all right, so I used to do, well, I was at, full-time radio. We used to cover the Martinsville Speedway races, and we would go down, excuse me, I'm not meaning to burp into the mic, but we'd go down a pit road, and it would be real sticky. And my friend Josh was super into racing. I was just kind of getting into it because I had to for my job. And I'm like, what is this? And he's like, it's Coca-Cola. It's like, what? He's like, yeah, it sticks something. And then I was like, Jesus, I mean, you can use it to eat. Like if you ever have what you call it around your battery terminal posts, you can pour Coke on it. It eats right through it. I'm like, man, you're putting that shit in your stomach. But all sodas are pretty much like that. Coca-Cola is delicious too. Cherry Coke or cherry Pepsi. I like cherry vanilla. Dr. Pepper is my jam. Kombucha is like tea that has started to ferment and has a tiny bit of alcohol in it because of that. That's why you like it. It's a fizz, a typically fruit infused. It's good for gut health. There are millions of good bacteria to help balance your gut. Very interesting. And the fact that it's got some booze in it, it's pretty attractive. But so leave me some stuff in the comments, man. What y'all think of this episode? I mean, for some of the listeners that I talked to, like outside of the podcast that message back and forth on like Facebook or whatever, have expressed that they actually kind of like this episode quite a bit. I do think it's interesting that and I hate to say this because Jonas is here, but Jonas, if you don't want to hear this, I'll give you a few seconds to cover your ears. That the nuke is in the air. And what did he say? It's got like 10 warheads on it, all targeting different areas. What if, like, for some reason Alexandria was on that hit list? Like maybe there was some reason why he had some beef with Alexandria, not the Alexandria crew per se, but like that part of Virginia. He was like, when I got arrested there back in the day and swore if I ever got a chance, I'd wipe it off the face of the earth. But I don't know, man. I don't think the nuke's going to go off and kill everybody. Oh, gotcha, Jonas. You did see it. You're going to rewatch it. Gotcha. I obviously don't think everybody's going to die, but I do think this is a chance to really do something interesting with the show. Like somehow just demolish where they are and force them to move on. Morgan smacking Dakota upside the head was good to see. It was very good to see. The only problem with it was when she hit the ground, he didn't start stomping on her. Like, to hell with that. I don't care that she's a little girl. She's Satan in a little girl's body. Like, stomp her ass. And like she like, what is it about Dakota? She's always got somebody one-on-one at gunpoint. Like just once she's down, don't stop. Do you see he's targeting the CR? Do you think he's targeting the CRM sites? That would be really cool. That or maybe the Commonwealth. But I'd be interested to see why he or like how they've had interaction with the CRM and they're still alive. I mean, if it was that big of a beef to blow them off the earth, to blow them off. Disney Rocks. I was totally entertained. People are saying that Morgan is sweating a lot in the next episode scenes. They think he's bit, but I disagree. Better not pull a Carl on us. Yeah, and I mean, in my completely unprofessional and unnecessary opinion, I think Morgan's still one of the most interesting characters on the show. I mean, granted, he's not really doing anything new, but I still think that, more like Morgan dying would take so much out of the show. I mean, you've already taken some of the most interesting characters. John Dory. And then I get excited to watch that zombie flick that Zack Snyder did on Netflix. And if spoilers, if you haven't seen it, spoilers, fair warning, give you like 10 seconds because this won't take but a second to say. But Garrett Dillahunt, who plays John Dory, is in it. And I was super, super excited, except for he was a douchey bad guy. And I'm like, how do you go from playing the sweet, lovable John Dory to a bad guy, man? Let's see. Donkosaurus Rex says, yeah, I thought he was bit when he was like, I'm fine. Anime Chan says, Morgan don't die. Where's Althea? Did I miss something? Somebody mentioned something about her and the CRM together, and I was wondering, like, where is Althea? I mean, I haven't really cared about her character in a long time, but still, where is she right now? Who can tell us where Althea is? I know there's people out there that pay more attention than I do. David O'Donnell, Dakota has to outlast Teddy, or this episode won't matter much. I hope somebody picks Teddy up and beats Dakota to death with him. Of course, remember, folks, I'm talking about the character, not the actress. Low-key worried about Dwight and Daniel in the finale. I like Daniel's, like when it was coming out and it was like, on a stick. And he's like, that's a big stick. that was pretty good. Army of the Dead, that's what it was fire. Yes, Army of the Dead was great, man. That's a fun, different, like, kudos to Zack Snyder and that crew for pulling that off, because the zombie genre, as much as I'll always love the zombie genre, but I mean, it is kind of the same schnit over and over again. And Zack Snyder found a way to, in my opinion, make it fresh again. I very much enjoyed it. I'm very much looking forward to a sequel. DG says, can't kill Dakota yet. She has to help them find Alicia. I mean, they can beat Alicia's location out of her and then kill her. As you can tell, I really want Dakota to die. Anime Chan, Al went to look for Isabel. That's right. Going to look for her love. She told Dwight she was going to find Isabel in that episode where we went to Teddy's place. That's right. Yep. Let's see. Wendell hasn't been in one episode yet. Yeah, no shit, man. I had to stop and think. I was like, who the hell is Wendell? He's the guy in the wheelchair. Trucker lady, who is my least favorite character in the history of the Walking Dead franchise. That's her. She calls him her brother, right? Let's see. Althea is looking for Isabel. I hope June kills Dakota the way she killed. I do too, man. And this is kind of like June should be the one to do it. Or, John Dory Sr., but preferably June. I want her to die. I don't like Dakota. I mean, and that's a good thing. I mean, I dislike Dakota in the way that I dislike Cersei. So, I mean, again, I just want to emphasize no disrespect to the actress. I think that's because of her acting skill. That's why I hate Dakota so much. Like, she's a terrible douche of a villain, and she's playing her very well. And just like, gosh, her name escapes me right now. Lena Headey with Cersei on Game of Thrones said that people would be like, I don't want your autograph. Your character's awful. Whatever. And it's like, thank you. Because she knew she was playing said she didn't bother her. That meant she must be playing the role pretty well. Wendell's probably babysitting the kiddos from that boring season. I don't know what Wendell's doing, and to be honest, I really don't give a damn what him and Trucker Lady are doing. In fact, Trucker Lady's "Schnitt on a stick" was probably the best line she's ever delivered in this show, and at least she didn't have the words Momo in it. And if you're wondering who Wendell is, SOIS, everyone else. What? Let's see. Beaver says, pretty solid episode. Didn't like Strand breaking unquestionably bad. Morgan letting the villains go and no real worry about the nukes yet. Those aside, pretty penultimate episode. I agree, Beavers. Everything you said, I agree. I agree with all of that. I didn't like Strand throwing more. I mean, I'm sure they'd say, oh, Morgan knew Strand. Strand knew Morgan could handle himself. But that was pretty villainous. Like, I mean, I'm going to save your life. And everybody's, which Strand doesn't talk like that, so I don't know why I'm doing the Rick voice. I'm going to save your life and everyone around you by throwing you into a crowd of walkers. But I know you'll survive. This is for you. I love you, Morgan. I'm like, what? Let's see. I don't remember what happened to Al. Did she go off screen? Maybe the actress is busy and can't be on set. Who knows? But she's supposed to be off hunting for Isabel. Some people think she's going to cross into the CRM. Therefore into the Rick movies, to which, why would you take one of the, like, I liked Al in the beginning. You go back and listen to early podcasts when she first started, on the show. I liked Al, but she's just gotten so kind of lately that I like, really, if you're going to cross one character into that from Fear, did it have to be one of them? I mean, the only more you could have, I guess it could be worse. It could be Luciano. Because I'm not going to lie, the whole time they kept saying Lucy. I'm like, who the hell is Lucy? Who do they keep radioing that's Lucy? When did I miss this new character, Lucy? Are they trying to get us to care about a character we've never met? And then it hit me like, oh, yeah, Luciana. Let's see. Is there a redemption for Dakota, Teddy? Dakota, I'm sure they try because she's a kid and AMC doesn't really... like HBO would straight kill her ass in a horrible way. AMC though, I don't know that they're gonna do that, but I don't think there's any redemption for Dakota. But Teddy would be. I would find because Dakota's kind of like cliche. Like, yeah, they'll probably try to find some redemption for Dakota, but Ted, like they did with Charlie, and her redemption was like, I guess she promised all the characters if they let her live with them that she, even though she killed Nick, she would just not be on screen much, and they would get more screen time. So that's why they all let her live. But Dakota, I hope not. Let's have a redemption arc for Teddy. It'd be kind of like Negan's redemption arc. Because, I remember when I had friends that started watching The Walking Dead and Negan shows up and he kills, who he kills. And they were like, oh, I hate this Negan guy, dude. I've never been so mad at a show, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh, you're going to end up loving him. They're like, how? How am I going to love Negan after what he did? I'm like, oh, he's like a, he's like a tumor. He just kind of grows on you. And lo and behold, they were like, yeah, Negan's awesome. I told you. Dakota's actress is probably like, thank God I'm not on World Beyond every day. Oh, yeah. No. She's actually a talented actress, and she's an interesting character. She just also happens to, like, try to kill all my favorite characters. So that's why she's on my crap list. Do we think a nuke will land nearby? I hope so, man. I think that'd be the way to do it. Like, have it, like, give them time to get out of there. I'm sure somebody will stay behind, but have them, like, have to leave. Maybe they get far enough away that they're out of the blast zone, but they're watching it, and, like, it blows up their area, like Morgan's little damn town and all of that. And then Morgan's like, we got to find a new place to live. I know a place. We got to head south. And it sets up for them to head to the Walking Dead universe, which realistically, maybe if they didn't have cars, maybe it would take them a long time, which I know the Walking Dead's like, at least 6 years ahead of Fear the Walking Dead, somewhere in that range. So got to figure out why it's taking them that long to get there. But it would be cool to see their journey, ultimately knowing that they were going to end up there. Let's see. Dakota would grow up to be like the head nurse in One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. No kidding. Yeah, Nurse Ratched, which, I really like the Sarah Paulson show, Ratched. And that might be a partial because I think Sarah Paulson's just a extremely underrated actress. I think there's like not a role in the world she couldn't play. But I really liked Ratched, but I don't, it's like for me, it's an alternate universe using this because I just don't see Like Nurse Mildred Rattress. God, I can't talk. This is what happens when you stay up too late. I just got done pre-recording a morning show and an afternoon show for the radio station, so excuse me, I cannot make words come out of my mouth. But Mildred Ratchet from the Jack Nicholson movie, to me, does not seem like the same Nurse Ratchet from the show Ratchet. But with that said, I very much enjoy Ratchet. But anyways, same old Strand that stabbed the guy's leg and fed him to the walkers. Yeah, I can't decide if I should like Strand or not. Listen, Momo, only one of us is getting off this sub, and it ain't going to be Momo. Plus, you don't tell Wendell. Hey, look, I ain't pushing your ass. Has AMC gone soft? They used to kill teenage girls and teens. Now they're saving them all. Dakota, Charlie, Lydia. Yeah, I mean, remember that time Carl shot a kid in the face with a baseball bat silencer? Brutal times. Some of the best Walking Dead we ever had. Did anyone hear that the actress who plays Jadis followed the whole cast of World Beyond on Instagram? Rumor is she's going to appear on World Beyond. I like Jadis. I like her a lot better now that she's not with the trash people and, you know, she uses complete sentences. I don't know. Like, a part of me gets kind of like whenever there's rumors that a good character is going to go to World Beyond, I'm like, why? Why waste a good character? But you know what? That's what the show needs, honestly. The show needs a good character to come in and make it interesting. Because right now, World Beyond is just... And as a diehard Walking Dead fan, both the show and the comics, I hate to say that, but like, I hate the World Beyond. I want to like it. I was so bad. But between you and me, I hate it. Anime Chan says, yes, Disney rocks. Yeah, right? I mean, you know, come on. We can match the likes to the views, right? Donkosaurus Rex, I'm so sad. Jada started talking like a normal person and got another name after the other garbage people died. You know, I've talked about this in our podcast before, but bringing it back up, JP and I were talking, and if you go back, many podcasts ago, you can hear we're talking about this. But like the Jadis trash people thing, that would have made so much sense if like they were maybe like a group of people from like France or, you know, I don't know, somewhere overseas, Germany, that did not speak very good English. And like they were here visiting the States, maybe on some tourist program or, you know, whatever. Maybe they, you know, whatever, however you want to get them here from another country. And the reason they speak like that is because they don't really know English that well. To me, that would have made perfect sense. It would have made their characters 10 times more interesting than just, yeah, you know, I love this dumpster back in the day. I used to use it to make art. And once the world ended, I brought all my friends here and we just decided to talk like Kevin in The Office, where he's trying to save time on sentences and shortening his sentences. Ugh. Let's see. Anime Chan, ain't gonna lie, that got me excited for World Beyond. I always thought season 2 would be better anyways. I hope so, because season 1 was garbage. If Jadis is on World Beyond, that's a huge connection to Rick. Yep. Anime Chan, yes, I agree. That's why there's only 2 seasons. I like the last 4 episodes of World Beyond. Finding out Huck is with CRM and her mother is Elizabeth Kulick. Yeah, no, I ain't gonna say I love the last 4 episodes per se, but finding out that Huck has definitely been the most interesting part of the entire show. Like, without a doubt. Like, the rest of the Huck and... Gosh, I've forgot their names now. I know you got, like, what? Felix, Huck... Damn, what are the sisters' names? the one who we find out is the real asset. You know, I find those 2 characters to be pretty interesting, but the rest just can go kick rocks, man. We came from the far, far on a holiday day. Jonas Bullard, isn't Texas filled with guns and bullets? Why is it Morgan leading the charge like in The Walking Dead? Yeah, no shit. If you're going to find a crap load of guns, it's going to be in Texas. I mean, he is Cowboy Morgan after all. He should be rooting and a tooting. Hope and Iris. There you go. Hope's the one I like. Iris is the one that I think is just not good. I've tried, man. I think Iris would be great on a Disney show. right? Like a Disney, we can do this, guys. Like that's what The Walking. All right, so The Walking Dead has kind of gone soft, and people, whatever. I still love it because I like to consider myself a diehard fan. I'm going to ride it out. Same thing with Fear. But I love that, like, The Walking Dead, what it needed to do was go back to more of its brutal beginnings. And instead, they decided it was what we needed was a show with a plucky group of teenagers trying to survive the zombie apocalypse who learn that with, true friendship and a positive attitude or can-do attitude, they could do anything together. Man, keep that shit on Disney, man. Give us like a, I thought The World Beyond was going to be brutal, man. I thought it was going to be a bunch of teenagers going through the apocalypse and they were going to get like ripped apart. And what JP and I had talked about back when they first talked, were in talks or like kind of promoting it, but we didn't know much about it, was like, this would be a great concept. You could make it scary again. I mean, like you're putting it in the perspective of people that have they've lived through the apocalypse. They never really had to deal with the apocalypse or try to survive. So we're going back to a point where one zombie is a huge threat and it's scary. And, we can shift to their perspective and kind of like relive the magic of season 1 and 2 of The Walking Dead when walkers were terrifying and new. And instead, they were like, yeah, that would be cool. But you know what? I got a friend that writes for Disney. Let's make this more of a kid's show. Kind of. Beaver says, I think they're afraid to kill off people on Fear, and we're saving deaths on the main show for later, assuming at the time that they were going to go on indefinitely. Yeah, possibly. I could see that. Iris could have been the one who did the drawing on the phone that Michonne found. That would be cool. David O'Donnell, The Walking Disney. That's what it feels like. They spent an episode in a literal trash fire, which was a great representation of what that show is to everyone watching it. I mean, you can't get much more literal than that because it is a straight up dumpster fire. Oh, I just don't get it, man. I don't get it. Like, I feel like maybe I just don't see the artistic bigger picture, but I just don't know how whoever their editor-in-chief or whoever goes over and improves these ideas read through The World Beyond. It was like, this sounds like a show people are going to love. Like, I don't think anybody ever did that. I can't believe Robert Kirkman, because they say, like he helps with this. It's like, I just refuse to believe the great mind that brought us like Invincible and, The Walking Dead comics thought that this show is okay. Like Anime Chan, I was just thinking about the other day, the drawing styles were very similar. I don't know what that was in response to. I apologize. Oh, no. You're talking about the drawings on the phone. Sorry about that, Allie. I know what you're talking about now. I'm talking about maybe Iris left the drawings on the phone. Hope left the drawings on the phone. When she was dreaming she was a walker, she was outlined just like the drawings on the phone was. Let's see. Thought she was better than Strand when she was chastising him. Again, shows how nuts she really is. Yeah. Dakota she's out there, man. I hope she dies soon. But yeah, I thought it was a good episode. So, I mean, kind of highlighting some things. I mean, it was a lot of big things happened this episode. Well, one really big thing, but I mean, at the end of the day, I think the main thing is like the nuke. It's in the air. It's in the air with 10 warheads in it, all targeted at different locations. I mean, I don't know. They might. I mean, if Fast and Furious can go to space one day, I'm sure maybe the Fear crew can figure out how to shoot down a nuke. But I don't know about you. I just don't see them being able to actually shoot down a nuke unless that ship has some kind of like termination feature where it's like, designed to do just that. Like if you do nuclear subs have that, where it's like, all right, so you're going to turn these two keys and press these few buttons, put in these codes, and you'll launch the nukes. Now, if you accidentally launch the nukes, which I don't know how you could accidentally do that with all of the foreplay involved, but If you accidentally launch the nukes and you didn't mean to, no worries. Just hit the oopsie button over here, and then we've got these built-in systems that'll shoot it out the sky. I mean, yeah, Fear the Walking Dead could try to put something in there like that. Like, oh, wait a minute. There's a termination button in here. If you press it, I bet it'll shoot the nuke out the sky. So, David O'Donnell says, I disagree. She makes the perfect number 2 for Teddy. Oh, she really does. But she's just so good at being a bad guy. I want to see her die. So, no. I mean, now, it'd be cool, though, to have her and Teddy, like, kind of go off. It'd be cool and a little creepy, right? An old man, young girl, but still go off and kind of, like, just become even bigger villains than they are. That'd be pretty badass. I would love to see how things went down in that sub when the apocalypse started and how Teddy got Riley to follow him. Maybe that could be a Tales from the Walking Dead episode. I agree. I'm really, that's probably the most exciting. Well, I mean, of course, I'm super excited for The Walking Dead season 11, and you best bet your ass we're going to be here. Well, I'm going to be here, and JP will be here whenever he's available to cover every episode of season 11. But yeah, I the most excited I am right now is for Tales from the Walking Dead. Like, that looks like it's going to be so cool. Such a cool idea. I just hope they do it right. And I don't know how they're going to age some of these people backwards. Creepy is what you need on a zombie show. That's very true, David O'Donnell. You're exactly right. I mean, I still don't know that I'm comfortable with old man, little girl getting really... But with that said, David, I think you got a great point, and that could be a great plot point down the road. Like, have them just slink away. Like, just have them slink away for a little while. And then, I don't know whether we get to see what they're doing or not, but either way, let them, like, be gone from the group long enough for the group to kind of get comfortable in thinking that they don't have to deal with them no more. And then, bam, Dakota comes and holds somebody else to gunpoint while Teddy smooth talks them from the back. Teddy's great. I love Teddy. Love Teddy. But yeah, I'm trying to think, man. I'm sorry. I'm kind of all over the place. I mean, again, it was a good episode. I very much enjoyed it. I mean, but I think some of the main points here are, did Morgan get bit when he got attacked by the subwalker? Is Strand just a bastard or what? Dakota, great villain or terrible, terrible, terrible character that needs to die? Great villain, but also character that needs to die. Where are these warheads going? Will our crew make it out? Somebody's going to die next episode. I just wonder who it's going to be. And I'm still pissed that John Dory is not here to be a part of all of this. Well, then again, he is, but I'm talking John Dory Jr. I really wish I had time to stay up and watch it on a second, man. If my studio, like my TV, my man cave section of my basement is that way, and I can't see the TV from here. If it was set up like over there, I would certainly love to have it replaying as I do this, so things would pop up. Like I said, I did it out of... Wait, what? Coleman Domingo says, like I said, did I do anything out of character tonight? I mean, for real. I'm guessing the nuke obliterates everything, forcing everyone underground and time jumping on The Walking Dead. Morgan's going to come out and be like 70. All lives matter. I think Strand's days. Yeah, I definitely think that. I think Strand's on his way out. Absolutely. Absolutely. There's really not. I don't know, man. I mean, I guess there is somewhere they could go, and I hate to see him go. Excuse me. Victor Strand's a wonderful character, and Coleman Domingo is a fantastic actor. But, I mean, I definitely see that on the way. All right, y'all, I'm taking off. Thanks, Justin, for another entertaining live video. Rock on. Hey, I'm glad you found it. I don't feel like it's been very entertaining, and I apologize. I'm so low energy tonight, so tired, so all over the place, and so ready for bed. But I'm glad you got some entertainment out of it, as always. Pleasure having you, my man. Disney rocks. Maybe Dakota will tell someone where Alicia is. I'm hoping. So what does Teddy think? Like Alicia's going to be reborn and then asexually repopulate the earth with good people? I mean, I'm sure he thinks somebody else is going to be alive, but still, I think Morgan would be good to survive, though, right? I mean, like, I know and you notice they were trying to draw some parallels to Teddy and Morgan tonight. I don't know. Maybe I was reaching a bit far there, but I felt like they were definitely trying to draw parallels between Morgan and Teddy, and as far as them getting people to follow them and them promising people certain things. But I mean, let's be honest, though, man. Teddy's fucking psycho. You know, like Morgan's idea is join me and we're going to live like we used to in a community where we don't kill each other and we just live life, blah, 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 blah. You know, Teddy's like, join me. The world sucks. What I'm going to do is nuke it and we're all going to die, but then the world won't suck no more. How am I not right? So, you know, but yeah, I definitely caught some Morgan Teddy parallels that I think they were trying to draw to maybe, you know, he has that whole crew underground. Yeah, and then that parallel when Morgan got his axe stick combo as Teddy was holding a gun. Yeah, definitely drawing some tail. I mean, again, Morgan does what he does. Well, I mean, it depends on how philosophical you want to get. They both do what they do thinking that they're saving people. But I mean, so did Negan. But Morgan actually like is trying to save people without having to, like, you know, Teddy's way of saving people is just to kill them all. You can't be living in a bad world when you're dead. Morgan's trying to actually create like a new world where everyone, you know, the more I say this, the more I see the parallels, but it's all philosophical differences. Like they're trying to do the same thing, but completely opposite of each other. Like Morgan wants to rebuild the world in a better way, but without taking life. Whereas, you know, Teddy thinks the only way to make the world a better place is to take everyone's life. So pretty interesting stuff there when you really start and, you know, stop and think about it. Allie Smith. Oh, yeah, we did that one. Good point there, Appalachian American. On it as always. Well, with that said, my friends, I think I am going to head to bed because it is late and I got to get up early. Plus, I still got laundry to do and I got some comics I need to file away. I'll probably make those wait till tomorrow. But nonetheless, thank you so much for chilling with me. I'm sorry if it wasn't as high energy. Again, these are not as easy to do when it's one person, but I do enjoy talking to you. And I thank you for all the regulars that keep coming back and making it very entertaining for me, at least. I will see you again next Sunday for sure. Don't forget, if you haven't followed us on Patreon, you should head over there and do that. I mean, for as little as $1 a month, you get extra podcasts, you get WTF Wednesdays, all kinds of fun stuff. Life is really busy right now. But with that said, you know, I am trying to work things in there and it's just learning a new routine. I mean, I'm a very, 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 very busy person at the moment. And I assure you, because somebody in the last one was like, oh, Justin looks so high in these videos. One, it's always late and I'm an early bird. So, I mean, 11 o'clock at night for me is late. So I'm almost at that delirious talk stupid stage. So with that said, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up. Let's see. Allie Smith says, thanks for the podcast. Good night. Hey, thanks for your company, Allie. Disney Rocks. Hey, again, thanks for your company, Disney. Thank you for all of your company. David O'Donnell, Jonas Balili, the Appalachian American, as always, for holding it down and sharing the links. Just being such a big supporter of the channel. Thank you to Coleman Domingo for joining us. DG, Anime Chan, Donkosaurus Rex, Beaverus, the whole crew, man. I left somebody out. I promise it wasn't on purpose. That was just all the names I saw scrolling back. But I will see you next Sunday for sure. I'll see you on Patreon no later than Wednesday. Hey, be good, be safe, and as always, go be nice to someone. I'll see you soon.